Hey guys, and welcome back. I am so excited, and so is the rooster. Today is the March the 3rd, and I'm in zone 7. So we're going to plant some things in these containers, like lettuce, and we're going to plant some radishes and different things like that to help get some salad makings going. So what I did first, actually not I, my husband, is he took and drilled holes so that the water could drain out. And that's super important, because if you don't, then what's going to happen is if you get a real heavy rain, it's going to fill up with water, and of course whatever you've got in it will drown. So the first step is to drill the hole so the water can drain out, and then we're going to move right over here and I'm going to show you the next step. So next, we've got this gravel that was left over from a project, and so we're going to use this to put set these containers on, and we're going to fill them up with the gravel that's inside. So we put the gravel, that also helps with your drainage, and then we're going to be adding in the soil next. Alright, so our next step, this will be step 3, is to fill it up with potting mix. So we just buy potting mix at our local farm store, and it's for us from here in Tennessee, and it's just a grow mix, and we can buy it in large packages. This is actually the smaller size, but this is what they had for getting started, and I'm just putting that in. As you can see, the rooster's excited about the video. As you can see, it's really rich. It's got it's really dark dirt and soil with lots of minerals and things like that already in it where it was harvested from, and so it's native to my area, which is really good. So what I'm going to do next is sow the seeds. So I'm ready to plant my lettuce. I have several types here, and I'm just going to kind of mix them up. I have a mix, which is mostly just leaf lettuce, and then I have several varieties that are actually a heading lettuce. And I'm going to go ahead, because our growing season for lettuce here in zone 7 is really short, because once it gets hot it will bolt and it's no longer good. I'm just going to go ahead and plant all of this today. And what I'm doing is just taking a stick and making a small, real shallow line, giving the seeds somewhere to land, and then I'm just going to kind of sprinkle the seeds in there. This says the depth is like 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch, so that's really shallow. And the cool thing is it's only 6 to 14 days for me to see them emerge. I'm so excited about that. So I'm just going to pull these out of my hand. Not a lot of seeds in there, obviously. And then I'm just going to kind of sprinkle them pretty close. It doesn't have to be exact, but I'm going to sprinkle those pretty close along that line that I drew with the stick. And this is going to come up really thick, so, and that's okay. As you can see, those seeds are teeny tiny. And I'm just going to kind of sprinkle them along that line. And then once you've done that, you just kind of take your hand and you just kind of cover lightly with what dirt you pulled back. So it's not really covering all the seeds. I mean, you don't necessarily have to cover them all. It's going to be really shallow, but this just gives them a little protection. All right, so that's that pack. Now I'm going to move on to the Butter Crunch. Now this is a bib lettuce, which I love. So I'm going to put it down on this end, because I would love to see it be, look, it's tiny. I'm just going to sprinkle that in there. Make sure I get them all out, but the seed's teeny tiny. Now this is a speckled bib lettuce that I've got here. It's a different color seed. It's a little bit lighter, but it's a similar shape. So I'm just going to come along, same thing. Alright, so now I've got the leaf lettuce on this end and the bib lettuce on this end. I'm going to move over to my next container and plant the other 2 varieties. Alright, so this is a new, well, it's romaine. It's called Sweet Valentine. I'm not sure. Something about this attracted me in the seed catalog. I really can't remember now. I love romaine lettuce. And I'm going to plant that now. And this seed looks dark. It looks kind of like the bib lettuce. It's a red leaf lettuce, or a red iceberg. So I feel like it's going to have some properties of iceberg, but I've never really seen a red iceberg. One of the big problems a lot of people have with iceberg is that it doesn't have a lot of nutrients because it's just not a dark leaf and so forth. So I'm hoping this has a little more of that, because my family actually really likes iceberg. And I think it's great for tacos and things like that. So we're going to try that and see how it goes. All right, so all 5 packs of my lettuce are sowed. Hopefully not too deep. I got in a little trouble. Like I said, my husband's definitely the farmer of us too. So now I've got 2 of my containers left. I've got to get some more dirt to finish them up, and then I'm going to plant some green onions and radishes, and that way I'll have everything to make a nice little salad mix right here growing. That's my goal for this. So next, this tub is going to be for radishes. I'm planting just a regular sparkler mix, just a traditional red and white radish. I wanted the French breakfast, but unfortunately I found seeds and I didn't buy them, and then the place I went to get them didn't have them. So I'm doing the same thing. This time I'm going to drop the seeds though, so we're going to space these a little bit. As you can see, they're a little round seed, and I'm going to drop them like one at a time and kind of space them out. Finally, I'm going to use this tub to plant my little onion bulbs, and you just stick those right in the ground. And I'm just going to kind of space them a little bit. We'll harvest mostly the green. We'll be looking to get the green part of this. Later on, I'm going to plant some onions for storage and just see how that goes this year. But I'm just going to put these right. So my husband's come over and said because I'm planted in this more loose dirt, I should probably plant these a little deeper. So I'm going back and kind of pushing them on down in the dirt. Normally in the regular soil you don't want to plant them too deep, but in this dirt it's really loose. So I'm kind of new to planting onions in these containers, so my husband was kind of giving me some advice. Though we definitely don't want to leave them too shallow, because when it rains it can wash all the dirt away from them or wash them up on the top. So we planted them pretty deep. So I'm super excited. Our first vegetables of the season are now planted. So our next step is to protect these from the chickens, because of course the chickens would love to get in here and scratch this fresh dirt. So we're going to put some wire over it to help keep the chickens from getting on there, and then we just got to wait for them to do their thing. Can't wait to show you guys. My final project is carrots, and this is called Cosmic Purple. I actually thought a while ago it was a flower that I had ordered, but then I realized that I had ordered this special carrot. I thought I had ordered a traditional carrot too, but evidently I was going to pick that up and I haven't done that yet, but I will. So anyway, I think these are actually going to be purple, so I'm pretty excited to see how they turn out. So I've already laid off some little furrows, about 1/4 inch again, with a stick, and then I'm going to sow these kind of like I did with the radishes. You want to give them space, but because of course they're going to be growing underneath. Now these are tiny, tiny seeds. Goodness gracious, look how tiny that is. So I'm just going to kind of drop them, kind of space them, and we're going to see what happens. This is a lot of experimenting. I haven't ever done a lot of container gardening. We've always just grown traditionally in the ground. So some of this is new to me. I'm trying to learn how to have crops that I can keep over the winter, like lettuce and stuff, because we don't have a good growing season for that in the springtime. So I mean in the summertime. So I'm going to have quite a few left, so I'll probably just plant these and see how they do, and then save the rest of the seeds. And I'm going to try planting some in the traditional way as well. Most everything I planted today should be up in the next 2 weeks. We should start to see some growth there. So I'm super excited. Okay guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I am so excited to see what kind of yield we get from this plant. And there's lots more videos coming your way about planting, preserving, canning, cooking, all the things to do with growing your own food. So I'm so excited to bring you along, and I can't wait to see you next time.